them. And then it applies a brand new stat skill only counting because it rapidly set up the casting quite a bit. It's much moving around, so it's much easier to hit them with the weak one. Also, once you actually hit them, they don't have this kind of effect. With the progeny, you can now get all the sentients in the cast, and you can choose between 3 different types of sentients. The Conquilist is the one that you're familiar with, that attacks on melee, has the highest damage, and will also copy your 4th attack. And then you have the Ortholist, which specializes in ranged attacks. They will actually set up as turrets and spread a lot of town status around the field. And then you have the Summonist, who specializes in summoning a bunch of different sentients that will pull aggro from enemies and give you extra shield protection. Summoning a bunch of different sentients that will pull aggro from enemies and give you extra shield protection for you and your allies. For future strike, we set up the cast, we also make you invulnerable during it. Also, we swapped a few things out. Before you use the beam, then an explosion, then you leave a lingering field because you had already dealt the damage, and then you put the offenses. So now we've starting with her brand new passive. Now when she kills an enemy that's slowed down, they have increased chance to drop a health orb, and if the enemy is sped up, they have increased chance to drop an energy orb. And that kind of gives you a hint of where we're going later on, so I'll save that for later. And if the enemy is sped up, they have increased chance to drop an energy orb. Null Star is now recastable by default. Also, we increase the base amount of particles it has, and now the damage reduction from each particle scales with strength, so between those two things it's much easier to get up. Now it affects health and shields. We also changed the damage to blast. In fact, all of her abilities used to be all over the place in terms of which types of damage it did. Now they all do blast. We made it so that it's much easier to control. As you move your camera around, it will actually stay much closer to the center of your view. You will also now be able to recast whenever you want, and that will make it travel much faster to whatever destination you're giving it. So it's much easier for you to cast it, charge it, and then drop it. For Wormhole, it used to have duration and charges. Now it only has charges, and we now can see it visibly on top of the portal, so you can know how many charges it had left. Also, we made it so that when you press and hold the ability, you get a better preview of where you're going to end up being teleported to. As I teased earlier when I was talking about the passive, now Molecular Prime has a whole cast, which will do the fast version. So you have the normal version on top and the fast version on the hold. Now you don't need to go into negative strength to actually get the fast version. We also added so that the multiplier now affects more than it used to. Before it only affected damage to health. Now it also affects damage to shields and to overguard. And we also did a pass across the game to all the different frames, and we actually made it standardized.
Komei, our 58th boyfriend, the Dice Maiden. Komei's passive, one of her weapons, inflicts random status effects for a duration. Komei weaves fate to unleash damage and ensure her survival. To the virtuous, she is an oracle. Komei's first ability, Kunihime, weaves the threads of destiny. Enemies who touch them suffer a random elemental status effect. A roll of 666s creates threads that will deal one of every elemental status effect type. Komei's second ability, Omikuji. Complete the challenge presented to earn a decree. A roll of 666s grants a decree without having to complete a challenge. Komei's third ability, Omamori. Surround yourself with Omamori charms, each with a chance to have enemy attacks heal you instead of damage you. A roll of 666s grants invulnerability for the duration of your Omamori charms. Wield your foe's fate threads like the strings of marionettes. Komei's dice determine how many status effects foes in front of Komei will suffer. A roll of 666s maximizes status effect stacks and extends Bunraku to enemies behind Kome.
後でレベッカの方から、コーメンのヘルミスアビリティの方もちょっと説明してもらうので、まずはシータスからちょっと見てみましょうか。
And then people were asking what Kome's helmet's ability is, and it's her third of it. And you can buy all of these things.
そう、今回も、もちろんミッションプレイすれば確率で
Beast modding has always been a bit of a tight squeeze. You've got 10 mods to fit survivability, utility, damage, abilities, you name it. It's a lot, and a few new mods to help fill out the Beast Weapon mod. On top of this, Beast Weapons feature a special posture slot. And speaking of behaviors, we will be making systematic improvements to how your pet moves and attacks so that their attacks are more visible and useful. We hope that this helps free up space in your builds and offers you new opportunities to customize your pet's effectiveness in a fight.
この体験版ですね、17日からこのように前のオービターの前の方にこういうコンピューターがあって、そこからアクセスできる。ちなみにこのコンテンツはもうチュートリアルの目覚めとウォアの秘宝をクリアすれば全プレイヤー、全機種のプレイヤー全員遊べるんで、ちなみにこの体験版は少なくてもアップデートが出るまではずっとプレイできるので、ぜひプレイして